Sgt Deplorable and I are on an adventure, and it has been an adventure. I may go into the details. I may not, lest I start to whimper. We are currently in an Ollie's in Cleveland. We were hoping they'd have the Mega XL, but that's probably long since been clearanced out. There doesn't appear to be any. We're waiting. Ultimately, we're waiting for the Lego stores to open and the soda shops to open. But Ollie's opened first, so we're here. And we're gonna wander. And then we're gonna make our way up to Detroit and do some zombie hunting. And then we're gonna look for Lego and more Nerf and more Lego and
maybe
more
invade
root beer.
Canada.
And we are going to invade Canada and smuggle some root beer out. It's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing, and I will hopefully remember to document more than just this intro. But I make no promises. Jingles. Moving on. We've reached the second of our Lego stops. We're in a mall somewhere in Beechwood? Beechwood, something like that. Outside of Cleveland. We hit the first one. It was very nice. We got our stands. We're gonna hit this one, get another stand. And then we head towards Toledo and up towards Detroit. Next stop will be a soda shop. Hopefully they'll have some good root beers.
Something with caffeine.
Yeah. Lord. Oh, I'll tell you the whole story of the malarkey that got us to where we are at this point, at some point. But
Not right now.
now. You had to see this one coming. Let's go. I must admit, got a better spread than I was expecting. We got some stuff up here. We got a double bunch, which is pretty cool. I think I've got one still in the box. Yeah, we got a bunch of little pistols down there. We have this pile. Good. Perfectly respectable collection. I'm gonna get any of it. I got no room in my luggage. Very nice. Very nice. Yep. A small furry creature. No, by all
I don't
means.
know. I don't know what we're gonna do with it.
Put a sticker on it, put it back on the shelf. To have lunch on the shores of Lake Erie. It is lovely here. Picturesque view. You can't see it, but there's a nuclear reactor over there, happily blocked by the trees, so it doesn't obscure the ambiance. Oh, look, a three-eyed seagull. Meow. No. Where are we? What's going on?
We are at Revolution.
Oh, that's just blowing out. Yeah, bunch of nerds. We've got our gear. Root beer is already flowing in. I have been giving out buttons because people keep bringing me new root beers. We've got our pew-pews. We're all set up. Let's go take a look at the play area. This is incredible.
First off, Scared Gear looks really good.
Yeah. Scared Gear looks amazing under a black light, if you didn't already assume that was going to be the case. But it's all black lights and CQB, and there's multiple stories. There's ramps that lead up places. So many. You can smell the fog machine. I don't know if they'll have it going, but it's. I haven't played someplace quite like this since the Foundry in England, and that didn't have two stories that I recall.
It's got an operating reactor.
Here's the reactor. I don't know how it works. It's probably some kind of a complicated game involving overheating reactors and shutdown reactors. Who knows? How do we get up? I'm lost already. Left.
Through a gauntlet.
Meh. There's many a choke point. This place is one giant choke point.
Great.
Woo! I'm lost already.
Serpentine.
No,
through
you
this
can't
and
see.
then break right.
Hut. Aha! And then up the ramp! Through the hyperspace. So now we're elevated, we can shoot down, we can shoot across. Go up further. Get shot some more. Now we're on the second story.
Don't forget the rubber holes in the floor.
Yeah, there's murder holes. You can technically shoot up at people or down at people. It's all vantage points and choke points, and apparently going to be dark and mostly black, which means I won't be able to see a thing, but that's okay. I'm an old man. I'm quite prepared to get wrecked in the arena by spry kids who know the terrain better than I do. This is going to be pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. All right, let's go get wrecked. How are you enjoying it so far?
This has been an excellent event. I've had a great time. The arena is amazing.
It is fabulous.
It's so much fun.
It's wild.
I want to play at more places with multiple stories. And I think having black lights on makes it a whole different
game.
Yeah.
I've managed to get one of each kind of tag. I've tagged a zombie as a human, I've shot a human as a human, and I've tagged a human as a zombie.
I have yet to tag a zombie as a human. But I have tagged a human as a zombie, and I have... What was the third one?
Human as a human.
Ah, yes.
Earlier on, yeah, they did that. While describing game modes that we play to someone else, I came up with a new type of game mode that I'm going to say out loud so I don't forget, which is combination, Carpe, and Shatter Battle. So each team starts out with a certain number of lives in their life pool, ball pit balls, that you have to take out of your bucket to respawn, but there are also ball pit balls in the middle of the field that you're trying to bring back that can increase your life pool, but that's also your point pool. So you gotta balance. So if you use all of your points to respawn, then you have no points. But if you run out of people, you can't get more points. We're gonna have to give that one a try. That'd be a good arena game. I think.
Yeah, I think that's a really good arena game.
It's also a combination of bucket of pistols almost. So
almost, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So we're gonna give that a try. This is probably the last round, and I'm gonna see if they'll let me go full captain and actually organize and see, because we got wrecked last time. So we're gonna give it a go.
Yeah.
We can point of glory.
We can. I don't remember. I can try to remember where it was.
This way. I have an eye for glory.
This is what I have him for, so I don't get lost. Look at this place. So the final mission was the BFZ. They had a super zombie that had 2 swords and could not be taken out. If you tagged them, they simply had to walk slowly for a couple of minutes. And then spread out around the arena were the parts to assemble a super blaster, the BFG.
You get a picture of that.
I will try. We will see. We managed this time to actually get all the parts, got it all assembled, put together a squad to go hunt the BFZ, came up this stairwell, the BFZ saw us and ran. We had the person with the one thing that could stun the BFZ. They were leading, unfortunately, didn't check their corners. BFZ took out our BFZ stunner, took me out, took the sergeant out, took everyone in the squad out, including the person with the BFG. Luckily, the good sergeant and I, excellent. You're making noise. This was the BFG. We had to find the 3 main parts were hidden at each base, and then the power cells down here were spread out all over the arena. We assembled it, we got to here. The squad got wiped by the BFZ. Luckily, the sergeant and I had been smart enough to buy antidotes, so we respawned, grabbed the BFG, had to go find ammo, so we went back down this way. Hood, 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 hood. Got down to, I think, this courtyardish area. And I got hit by the demon. The way the demon works is if they tag you, they can order you to shoot a human. And if you shoot that human turns into a zombie. Or you can shoot yourself and turn yourself into a zombie. If you don't do what the demon says, then you just get turned into a zombie. He, unfortunately, the demon was smart, had me shoot the good Sergeant Deplorable. But that meant because I had the BFG.
On record, though?
Yes.
If I could.
Yes.
And I want it on record. I wasn't just shot, I was shot in the back. I don't blame the captain.
In the
He
back.
was possessed.
I was possessed. There was nothing I could do.
But I want it on record.
Yes. It was a dubious kill of the worst order. But I was still alive. I still had the BFG. I reloaded. We came back up this ramp. I put together a new squad. We came back up this ramp. Hut. Heard that the BFG was around the corner. came around the corner, the BFG saw me, he believed that I had been tagged, remember, because he had, so he didn't react fast enough, and I shot him. He then asked how, that I'd been killed, and I pointed to my antidote, and he just went, so I got the BFG tag, and Deplorable was there.
That was a fun game.
It was a good, that game mode I will be bringing home with me.
Yes.
That was a good one, and it's so very satisfying to have gotten the kill.
And
that felt good.
It felt like we just had the full day-long HVZ experience in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like power-ups.
Yeah, I am gonna start pushing for more short-form HVZ. At the big HVZs, they should do the long-form one because that's a thing, that's an experience. But then in the next day, instead of casual Nerf wars, casual HVZ, short-form HVZ, mission-style HVZ. And I'm definitely gonna start doing more in my arena, because my arena is a good place for HVZ. Not so good for standard Nerf war. It's long and narrow, and it tends to bog in the middle, but with HVZ, where the zombies can go anywhere, the BFG would be great in the arena, so that's gonna be a thing. Anyway, we're now off to probably get food, and then smuggle. We're gonna smuggle. Gonna be some smuggling. Who are you? Explain yourself.
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm one of the locals. I'm a moderator for the group.
What loadout did you run today?
Today I bounced between my OFD Hannah, my Zomcat, and my Spam.
Nice. Did you have any particularly notable moments?
I came around a corner and had someone climb out of their skin after I tagged them, which is
Nice.
at least once per event we have, which I'm pretty good.
Awesome. Run for it. We are currently in a tunnel going to Canada. We're sneaking in under the border. We'll be bringing back our root beer this route, probably. It's actually pretty cool. I'm in a Goodwill in Canada. Not too bad. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Not sure I've ever seen that particular one. Neat. Moving on. We're at a Irish pub. I was, however, brought here under false pretenses. I was told there would be live music, which there will be, but not for a couple of hours. Anyway, I got the shepherd's pie, he got the fish and chips. It's going to be delightful. Sergeant Deplorable and I are on at the Henry Ford Museum Greenfield Village thing. We're gonna ride the train around it and then walk and look at things that are almost 100 years old.
The
history, magnificent. Actually, should be a lot of fun. And then tomorrow we're gonna look at the actual museum. Today we're looking at the village. Tomorrow we're looking at the museum. Then we're gonna see a fort.
Like
Well,
pizza's
we're being squished by squatters now. No room.
Maybe it's a foot bubble.
No room. We've had the Detroit-style pizza, and now we're in historic Fort Wayne. There's not a whole lot here, really. There's a barracks. Beautiful building. Falling apart. The walls with forests growing on top of them, which is neat. And what appear to be the magazines, I assume. Though apparently this fort was never actually armed. They never bothered to put guns here because no one ever attacked it.
Some buildings over here.
Yeah, buildings here and there we're wandering about.
We'll take pictures.
Behold, Howbitzen. I like the self-propelled gun over there. That one looked neat. And a Sherman. I need to get around to building that Nerf howitzer. What do you think, Sergeant?
We came, and we saw,
and
we documented. Ice cream?
No, I think so. We're in some random thrift shop, looking for a duffel bag to be our second checked luggage. We found that. There's some more down this way. Oh, yeah, it's actually got its belt. Never see that. I think this place was overhyped. Let's see if we can find a duffel bag. Fill it with loot. The trip is winding down. We're trying to get packed. I'm here with... Who are you?
Tim.
Tim!
From Detroit Dark Talk.
And Sergeant Deplorable. And we have gone through a great many root beers.
Most.
And birch beers. And other sundry things. So far, our assessment, we don't much care for the maple. Soda Pop Bros was underwhelming. Our favorite was Frankie's root beer, which was given to me at the event, which is super, super cool. And I actually rather like the mystery root beer that was given to us in a jug. Was also really quite good. We're doing the tasting because I can't get this many root beers back on the plane, so we're drinking as much as we can, and what we don't want will go away. We will probably do the jungle juice here in a second and see what we think of that. There's a few we might just leave out of that.
At least 3.
Yeah. We actually do still have one more to try. There is a Ozel root beer float over here on the end that I've already had. But neither of the other two fine individuals here. So we're going to give that one a try, and then we'll try to figure out how we're going to get all this to the other side of the continent. Here we go. Incidentally, we couldn't remember who sent this. So if it was you, say it in the comments. Or if whoever, I think a couple people brought me one. I know this one was brought to me by the event, and I believe the Northwoods. So these 3 were brought to me at the event, as well as some Kunins, but I'd had that as well. Anyway, give yourself credit. You're awesome. This, delicious. Thank you for bringing me that. This, also delicious. But I don't have a bottle for it, so tragic. Alright, now for the Ozel. I'm in a combine harvester in the Henry Ford Museum. And there's Sgt Deplorable running amok. Fascinating stuff here. Now it's mine.
It's yours?
You wait your turn.
But the kind person...
You're gonna have to tap the sign.
Tap what sign?
The sign over there. See the sign?
I see this sign?
Yeah.
Okay. The person that...
What does the sign say?
The sign says to wait my turn.
Now what else does it say?
Watch your step.
Isn't there a, please, there are other farmers waiting?
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be me.
Yeah, I know. Tap the sign. I'm now being chauffeured around in some fancy old Willie's vehicle, apparently. Fascinating stuff. We've ogled the old guns. There's some pretty cool old firearms here. And now we're going to look at industry. This is a really cool display of old factory machines. This place is neat. That was an amazing adventure. For those of you curious, the kerfuffle that I mentioned at the beginning that caused me so much consternation was that a lipo bag got left in my trunk when it got checked. And lipos are supposed to go in carry-on because the depressurization can supposedly cause them to catastrophically fail. So we had to get it unchecked, which it had gotten all the way to the plane apparently, and they had to bring it all the way back. We had to take the lipo out, recheck it, send it back through, get all the way through security again, and I very, very nearly missed the flight. They closed the door behind me, but we made it, and everything else after that went smooth. We got into Canada and back with no problem. Much root beer was had, excellent nerfing was had, as you saw in the footage. Altogether, I think I came back with 17 new bottles for the collection. 2 were brought to me at the event, which was awesome because they were root beers that weren't even on my list of root beers that I knew I hadn't had. They were just completely out of the blue. Here's 2 root beers I'd never even heard of. So that was awesome. And then the gallon jug, while I couldn't put it in the collection, I was able to make my own label to put on a blank bottle of that root beer because it was from Bill's Drive-In, and I found a picture of the side of the building, which was a really nice mural So I made my own bottle, which has then encouraged me to broaden my root beer horizons. I no longer only accept bottled root beers. I would always take any root beer before. You could bring me a can of root beer and I'd drink it. I didn't care. But for adding root beers to the collection, if it doesn't come in a glass bottle, I will make a label and put it on a glass bottle. This has resulted in me getting to try some root beers that I had previously been snubbing out of snobbishness and elitism, which I just generally don't hold with. So I'm slightly ashamed that I had allowed myself to slip into root beer snobbery. For shame. For shame. Anyway, the next trip I will be going on is actually in about a week, and I will be going to Mutation Mall Madness. And I'm looking forward to it. At the moment, Sgt Deplorable is going to be joining me on that as well. I don't know that we actually have a full squad, so if anyone else is going that wants to put together a squad, let me know, and we can discuss it. I'm mostly going. Last year I went with the intention of getting best human squad, and we did. This year I just want to go hunt zombies. So it should be good. I also would kind of like to actually get to play a zombie. I've never gotten to, other than like the very end, tail end, after the, getting killed in the last stand and then getting to play a zombie for a couple of minutes. I've never got to play a proper zombie at Mall Madness, and I think that could be fun because it's all super zombies. And that I might actually be able to do. In general, I don't make a good zombie. I'm old and slow, which is why I carry an inordinate amount of firepower. But I'm looking forward to it. So, this was a great event. These kind of events are a lot of fun. They've especially gotten better since I now, when I travel for Nerf, I also look for Lego stores to get my passport stamped, and root beer soda shops and root beers to try to find new root beers, and it makes the trips just that much more rewarding. So, this was a lot of fun, and I look forward to future events. Especially next year. I want to start going to more events that I haven't been to. I'd never been to a Z13 before. So getting to go to Z13 was new and interesting, and I've been invited to some HVCs in the past and wasn't able to work it in because I was going to RAG and I'm going to Maryland Mayhem, and you're like, okay, well next year I probably won't go to Maryland Mayhem or RAG, and I will try to get to 2 more of the smaller HVCs that I've been invited to, RIT, and I know there's one in Colorado I've been invited to, and I think I've been invited to Indiana, Boiler Dome, something like that, I don't know. If you have a small HVZ that you think I would enjoy going to, by all means, reach out to me, and we'll see if I can make it happen next year. Alright, I'm gonna go get some food. Thank you for watching.